Hi everybody, it has been quite a while, and really life, that's the only excuse I've got to give, just lots of life stuff going on. And I want to say Breaking Point, I did complete the first 2 weeks of Breaking Point, and then I hit my breaking point. I didn't even intend for that pun, sorry. I just hit that point of wanting a lot more to have a lot more variety in my workouts, but yet still live life with all the time crunches that go on. So, Breaking Point. Breaking Point is broken up into chest, legs. It's called arm breaker because your arm workouts are going to be slightly different from your others. Shoulders and back. And here's what it looks like. So for all workouts minus arm breaker, you are going to have 2 exercises. And within those exercises, there are 3 levels of difficulty. And each level of difficulty is assigned a point value. 0.5 point, 1 point, 1.5 points. And in the first week, you are giving a breaking point number. So unlimited time, but you are to time yourself to reach that point total. The other little caveat here is that with those 2 exercises, you're going to go back and forth. And you cannot pick, the 1 point value and just keep bouncing back and forth there. So if you do the exercise that is equivalent to 1 point, you jump down to your second exercise and do the other 1 point equivalent exercise. You cannot go back to that 1 point valued exercise. You have to do the 0.5 point or 1.5 point, and you just keep following that protocol until you hit the assigned number in that first week. Second week changes it up, the exercises change, and now rather than being given a breaking point total number, you are given a time limit. You're to set the clock 30 minutes, and within those 30 minutes, tally up how many points you can accumulate with the same rule of not double backing exercises. Now, I modified the hell out of this program just to make it suit my level. Their exercises were modified, as well as I think breaking point totals. So before I move on to that, then you have 2 separate arm breaker workouts. In week 1, again, you are timing yourself, and there are actually just 2 exercises. And this goes back to like max size setup, 10 sets of 10 reps, and just back and forth and back and forth. Time yourself, see how long it takes you. Week 2's arm breaker changes up the format. Now you're going with, there's 4 exercises, and they're set up in pairs. So in that first pair, your primary exercise is body weight tricep extensions. So that's one where if you're on a bench or you got a bar, you hold on, you're at an angle, and you're going down and up. And he gives you a point total. Point total in that is 50. The second exercise is there as like a break. So you're to hit 50 of this bodyweight tricep extension. Every time you have to stop and rest, you go to the bicep exercise, which in this pair is a bicep curl. And you just curl it out to failure and head back to your tricep extensions. Those bicep curls don't, in the way that it's written, don't count towards your 50 total bodyweight tricep extensions. And that workout, I'm sorry, I don't even remember, you don't time yourself. I didn't do it as written. So the other thing that's very different with Breaking Point is, as I said, you had your first 2 weeks. First week gives you a total, and you have to hit that number in whatever time it takes you. Second week gives you a time limit, and you rack up how many points you can possibly rack up in that time allowed. Breaking Point is very different from every program I've ever done, because now instead of 1 day of a challenge, the final 2 weeks of the program are challenges. So you have 10 total challenges. So if you don't like challenges, that's really going to suck. And again, you're just repeating week 1 and week 2 with the intention of either beating your time, like in week 1, or beating your total in week 2. It was a nice, again, it was a nice change of pace. I've just, one thing that really started just irking me, and I've got my big whiteboard here, I'm not even in like a commercial gym, is all the calculating. Like, you know, you're trying to keep track what the last exercise you did was, counting the total number of reps you did, then going back and trying to recall, you know, how many points that totaled, so you're keeping track of that. Like in legs, one of your moves is the squat, so repeatedly moving weight plates around. I just hit that point of it wasn't bothering me. I'm just really wanting a lot of variety in what I do right now. Now, that being said, since I've seen you last, I've done a week of OSI, month 1, because I got the flu, got really, really sick, and then just wanted to just get under the weights for a little while in a very slow fashion and just concentrate on heavy weights. I've done a week of Insanity Asylum. Actually did an AX1 workout today, and I got back in the pool for the first time since my LASIK in the beginning of January. So where I'm headed at this point is wanting variety and options. And I think after lots of jumping back and forth and around and where's my plan of attack, or where am I going to next, I think AX1. Because when it comes to all around programs, quick, to the point, AX1 tops my list. The difference here, and it's going to be interesting beyond making my own modifications, is when I did AX1 the first time around, I was actually just picking back up with my fitness after, you know, having children, pregnancy, so it had been a while, and being that I was just getting started, I had minimal access to equipment. And AX1 is in 2 setups. You can do home gym with minimal equipment available to you, or you can do commercial gym setup. So my first original go around, I just used bands and dumbbells, and for the most part utilized that home gym modification to the program. This time around, I'm pretty excited because I have a great deal more equipment available to me in regards to the power rack with the barbells, my pull down machine, utilizing the commercial gym options in AX1. And that, when you look at that, it does include far more cable work and barbell work. That'd be an interesting comparison. And I will say this all stems, Asylum, all of that stems from when I was bouncing around between programs, just trying to exercise. The one day I decided I wanted to do Jeff's follow along on YouTube core workout that I really enjoy. It's the one where he bounces, he does a core move, and then you do a conditioning move, go back to core and conditioning, and you alternate. And I've done that workout plenty of times in the past. This last time I did it, I was just flabbergasted at how much it was breaking me down. Not core strength, my conditioning. I was huffing and puffing, and it's been quite a while since that occurred. So that's where Insanity Asylum came in, because I was like, man, I really need to work on my speed, agility, and cardio. So again, lots of thought has gone into this and where I take AX1 this time around with the amount of knowledge and experience that I have. So I will see you guys. I do apologize for those of you that might have been looking forward to even more NXTs. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to go back to those when they fit life at the moment, but right now they just don't. So if you're interested in like the comparison of AX1 from a beginner to a more intermediate, stay tuned.